What's up, Cowboys Nation? The Dallas Cowboys are in full grind mode, looking to bounce back stronger in 2025. As always, the front office is working hard to make the best decisions to bring championships back to Dallas. Before we dive into today's exclusive update, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the latest Cowboys news. Let's get into it. The Cowboys' search for their next head coach is still unfolding, and new details are emerging every day. The latest buzz? Jerry Jones has spoken with Pete Carroll, the legendary former Seahawks head coach. This bombshell report comes from Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, who revealed that there is mutual interest between Carroll and the Cowboys. While that news sent shockwaves through Cowboys Nation, another update from Jane Slater of the NFL Network shifted the focus. According to Slater, Brian Schottenheimer is currently gaining the most traction for the job. Schottenheimer, who served as the Cowboys' offensive coordinator last season, seems to be the name carrying the most weight internally. However, no decision has been made yet, and the coaching search remains fluid. Slater also mentioned other names that have been floated around in informal discussions, including Deion Sanders and Rich Bisaccia. These talks may not indicate serious consideration, but they do show that Jerry Jones is exploring all possible options. The idea of Pete Carroll coming to Dallas is intriguing, to say the least. He has a Super Bowl ring, years of head coaching, experience, and a reputation for getting the best out of his players. If Jerry Jones is prioritizing a coach with experience, Carroll certainly checks that box. According to Nick Harris, the decision is now in Jerry Jones's hands. That said, it remains unclear how serious the Cowboys are about making Carroll their next head coach. At 73 years old, would Carroll be the right long-term solution for Dallas? Or is Jerry simply doing his due diligence by talking to as many people as possible? While the coaching search dominates headlines, the NFL draft is fast approaching, and mock drafts are starting to take shape. ESPN's draft guru Mel Kiper Jr. has released his first mock draft of the year, and his pick for the Cowboys is surprising. Many expected Dallas to target Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty, given the team's desperate need for a reliable ground game. However, Kiper projects the Cowboys to select Missouri wide receiver Luther Burden III instead. Burden had an impressive college career, racking up 192 receptions for 2,263 yards and 21 touchdowns in 3 seasons. His best year came in 2023 when he totaled 1,212 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. While his production dipped in 2024, Kiper still sees him as a dynamic weapon that could thrive in Dallas's offense. With Brandon Cooks hitting free agency and Michael Gallup's future uncertain, adding a playmaker like Burden could make a lot of sense. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Burden is ranked among the top 3 wide receivers in this year's draft class. He's been compared to San Francisco's Deebo Samuel due to his physical style of play and ability to make defenders miss after. The catch Kiper believes Burden would be a perfect complement to CeeDee Lamb, giving Dak Prescott another explosive weapon. The last time the Cowboys had 2 receivers go over 700 yards in the same season was back in 2021 when Amari Cooper was still in Dallas. Could Burden help change that trend? One of the hottest names linked to the Cowboys is Miami Dolphins safety, Javon Holland. According to SportsGrid's Zach Cook, Dallas could target Holland as a major upgrade to their secondary. Cook writes, despite experiencing a season filled with highs and lows, Javon Holland's body of work stands out as impressive. Many would argue that he is the top safety available on the open market, making him an intriguing prospect for teams looking to bolster their defensive backfield. Now, this is interesting because safety has been a weak spot for Dallas in recent years. We've seen flashes of strong play from guys like Malik Hooker and Jaron Kearse, but consistency has been a problem. Adding a young, athletic, and versatile player like Holland could give the Cowboys' defense a much-needed boost. Holland is only 25 years old and already has a reputation as one of the league's best young safeties. He's a ball hawk, a hard hitter, and he has the speed to cover ground in the secondary. Last season, he recorded 87 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 9 passes defended, proving he can be a playmaker in both coverage and run support. His ability to read the quarterback and react quickly makes him a nightmare for opposing offenses. With the way the modern NFL is evolving, having an elite safety who can cover deep zones and step up in the run game is invaluable. Imagine the impact he could have alongside Trevon Diggs and Deron Bland in the secondary. That's a scary thought for any quarterback facing the Cowboys. Pairing Holland with those young playmakers would give Dallas one of the best defensive backfields in the league. Plus, whoever ends up as the defensive coordinator would have a true leader to anchor the secondary. The real question is, will Jerry Jones actually make this move? We all know the Cowboys front office has been hesitant to make major free agency signings in recent years. Instead, they've focused on building through the draft and retaining their own players. But with the team coming off such a disappointing season, the pressure is on. Dallas simply cannot afford to have another offseason where they sit on their hands while other teams make moves. The Cowboys need to keep up with the Eagles, 49ers, and Lions if they want to be true contenders in the NFC. We've heard Jerry talk a big game before, but this time, actions need to speak louder than words. If the Cowboys are serious about contending for a Super Bowl, they must be aggressive in free agency. Other free agents to watch. While Holland is a top-tier target, the Cowboys have plenty of other positions they need to address. Here are a few more names to keep an eye on. DeAndre Hopkins, WR Chiefs. If Brandon Cooks leaves in free agency, Dallas could use another reliable veteran receiver to pair with CeeDee Lamb. Hopkins still has plenty left in the tank and could be a game-changer. Derrick Henry, RB Titans. Tony Pollard's future is uncertain, and adding a bruising back like Henry could bring balance to the offense and take pressure off Dak Prescott. Christian Wilkins, DT Dolphins. The Cowboys' run defense was a problem last season, and Wilkins would be a game-changer on the interior, helping shore up the trenches. Budda Baker, Cardinals. If Dallas misses out on Holland, Baker would be another elite option at safety who could instantly improve the defense. Mike Evans, WR Buccaneers. A Texas native, Evans has been one of the most consistent wide receivers in the league and could be a huge asset for the Cowboys' passing game. The free agent market will have several intriguing options, including Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Derrick Henry. If the Cowboys choose to go the veteran route instead of drafting a running back early, it could open the door for a receiver like Burden to be their first-round pick. Cowboys Nation, we want to hear from you. Do you think Pete Carroll should be the next head coach, or should Dallas look elsewhere? And what about the draft? Should the Cowboys take Luther Burden, or do you think running back should be the priority in the first round? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Cowboys news and analysis. Stay tuned, because this offseason is just getting started.